started. Let's go to the questions we had started last time around. First of all, I would like to say sorry because last time around I had faced many internet connectivity issues. I was there at one place and where internet connectivity was not so good. Thank you so much for showing the cooperation. Let's move ahead to the questions we had started. I guessed the first question was entirely completed and we started the second one, but we couldn't complete it because there were some poor connection issues. So I'm just taking that second question again and we'll be solving that. Okay, so here we have got the second question on the screen. Mr. Bajrangi Baijan purchases the car on installment basis such that installments of 10,000 each payable at the end of every year for 20 years and the final payment of 50,000 1 year later. If the rate of interest is 9% per annum compounded annually, find the cash price of the car. My fellas and fellies, here in this case, we have got two components of the cash price. One is the loan taken. So the cash price of the car of Mr. Bajrangi Bhaijan has got the two components. One is the loan and another one is he would be making some amount of payment here in the 21st year, that's 50,000 rupees. Because see, the 20 years are there for which he is anyway going to pay 10,000 rupees at the end of each year for as an installment for the car. But 50,000 rupees would be paid in the 21st year too. Now, the loan taken and the installment that you are making on it can be called as an annuity. But sir, the amount will be paying in the 21st year cannot be called as an annuity, right? So this will be calculated differently. But at least for the loan amount we have taken, we may use the formula of ordinary annuity. Why ordinary? Because these installments are paid at the end of the each year. So sir, what was the formula? The formula was looking like this. PV equal to I in bracket 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus R raised to N divided by R. This is the formula we use when we have the ordinary annuity and we are supposed to find the present value. Sir, present value is nothing but the amount of loan taken, right? Installment amount would be paid by him, 10,000 straight away given to us. Just putting over there, 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus R. Sir, what is the rate of return? 9% compounded annually. That means the interest is charged on annual basis and the installment is also paid on annual basis. So there is no need to do any study with that rate of return. Let's put whatever the rate of return we have got as it is. 0.09. 9% can also be written like 0.09, right? And N would be 20. I am using 20 because we are right now into this annuity part. So for 20 years, this fellow is going to pay the 20 installments to be divided by R 0.09, closing the bracket, equal to 10,000 equal to 1 minus. Now there are two ways. I have already stated those ways to you enough number of times. You may assume the log over here, that is one way. You may do 1 divided by 1.09 in a calculator and press equal to for 19 more number of times. So it would be a 20 times. Or you may have one more way, that first find the denominator. You have got 1 divided by 1.09 raised to 20, right? So first find this denominator, 1.09 raised to 20, and whatever the answer you get, divide 1 by that answer. These are the 2, 3 or 4 ways we have got to solve this. So whatever the way applicable to you, most feasible to you, please do it and let me know the answer, please. Let's see how many have got the final answer. Mr. Mohit Kamwani has got some answer. Let me just check it out. What is the answer he has received? Okay, final answer stated by Miss Urja. Others may cross verify that, please. All of you are requested to do it. Some people will be like, sir, why we would be doing this kind of a calculations at the PG level? Yes, you should be doing it because your mathematical inclination should be super strong before going into any other advanced level analytical things. Everyone, please. 56,84,500. Others may cross verify that. Urja, is there any problem with some zeros anywhere? Check it out again. So first you will be solving the numerator. So 1 divided by let me just take it over here. I am finding the answer for 1 divided by 1.09 raised to 20, right? And that answer comes to me in Excel like this, equal to 1 divided by 1.09 raised to 20. So that comes somewhere around 0.1784, right? That is to be whole divided by 0.09. So equal to 10,000. Sir, this 0.1784 should be reduced from 1. Okay. We have got 0.8216 and then 0.09 over there in the denomination. So this shall be divided by 0.09. And we have got 9.1285. So if you multiply that with 9.1285, my friend, you get 10,000 multiplied by 9.1285 and we have got 91,285. That is the amount of loan taken on the car. May I have the confirmation from the students, please? 91,288 by Mohit Kamwani, quite near to the final answer. Very true. Mr. Harsh Bhayani is also there, right on the track. I know that where students are still facing the problem, that I can tell you based on my previous experiences. You people are facing the problem over here. 1 divided by 1.09 raised to 20. Guys, way number 1. Do 1 divided by 1.09 in a calculator. Keep pressing equal to for 19 more number of times. So whatever the answer you get after pressing it for 20 times in total, that will be 0.1784. Similarly, way number 2 you can go. First you can have the log value. You can take the log of this. So let's x is equal to 1.09 raised to 20 and take log value of this. Way number 3. 1 divided by 1.09 raised to 20 here. So first solve this denominator. So keep multiplying 1.09 raised to 20 and 1.09 raised to 20 can also be simplified further. You can divide this 20 into various parts, right? So it can also be written like 1.09 raised to 5 multiplied by 1.09 raised to 5 multiplied by 1.09 raised to 5, 1.09 raised to 5. So find it only for the one time. And whatever the answer you get, multiply that for 4 number of times. So you get one answer. And that will be the denominator. Divide 1 by the denominator. So you get the ultimate answer, which would be 0.1784 something. So Everyone, please take a note of it. You have got various ways to do it. But sir, the question is not over. हमारी अधूरी कहानी. And if we'll be forgetting the rest part of it, then we'll be बड़ा पछताओगे, बड़े पछताओगे. Why? Because there is one more amount, 50,000 to be paid in the 21st year. 1 year later. Please read the word carefully. So Mr. Bajrangi Bhaijan would be paying 21st year's installment. And that would be how much? 50,000 rupees. After spending 20 years in the jail of Pakistan, he would be paying 50,000 rupees now. Okay, so sir, this can be taken as a one single cash flow. जिसके साथ कोई नहीं है वो क्या है? Single है, single cash flow. It's not an annuity, it's not a series of transactions. It is an isolated one. Bajrangi Bhaijan would be paying in the 21st year, you know. So what can I do is I can assume this 50,000 as the FV and I can use the formula of the single cash flow of transaction. So PV of 50,000 equal to FV divided by 1 plus R raised to N. So sir, what will be the 1 plus R raised to N? Let's go. So FV would be 50,000 to be divided by 1.09 raised to 21, because this 50,000 rupees would be paid in the 21st year, sir. Okay, got it. So equal to, you may also write it like 50,000 multiplied by 1 divided by 1.09 raised to 21. Okay, so 1.09 raised to 21, you can find that isolated one, whatever the way you want to, or you may adopt any other way we have used previously. So may I get the present value of this amount from the students, please, all of you? कौन है हमारे क्लास का बाजीराव सिंघम? कौन है मणिकर्णिका? हर्ष भायानी has already given us the answer. Very good. 8921.54. Now the total of this two would be the total of the cash price. So this is the cash price of car taken by Mr. Bajrangi Bhaijan. Amount of loan plus the PV of 50,000. Because see, this 50,000 would be paid in the 21st year, right? And no one would be giving you this 50,000 rupees without charging any interest on it. So if you would have purchased that car right now, straight away, in the present, then what would have been the present value of it? So totaling this two, we have got 91,285 plus 8921.54. That's gonna be my total cash price of the car. Mr. Harsh has got it. May I have the confirmation from the students that you are absolutely clear with that? Shall I move ahead? Shall I move ahead, guys? Thank you so much, Mr. Mohit. Others? If you are stuck anywhere, yes. Yes, Pooja.
Sir, can you show me the annuity value that you got for 1.09 raised to 20 that you find in Excel?
Okay, 1.09 raised to 20.
Yes, sir.
Is it visible to you?
Yes, sir. I am getting it like 5.6044. So I had made mistake in whole sum.
Acha, you are getting
5.6044.
Okay, Urja, that is to be divided by one is to be divided by that number, no? Because you have found this value, right? The denominator. उसके ऊपर भी तो एक है, चाचा जी बैठे हुए हैं, याद आ रहे हैं चाचा जी?
Yes, sir, but I have taken like LCM. So I have multiplied with 1 minus and then remaining less from 1.
Okay, so what is the final answer you are getting and what is the difference between this and that?
Sir, the answer I got was so much wrong, so I am trying once again.
Okay, okay. Please try it. I guess you will be making some mistake somewhere.
Yes, sir, I will do it later. You can move further.
Okay, okay, please. Let's move ahead. Sir, question number 3. Others, may I have the confirmation, please? Oja, you may let me know after this lecture gets over, huh? That what's the status of that. Okay, others, only Mohit have. Okay, I should wait for 2 minutes more. Fine. Waiting for 1 minute, 2 minutes. Do it without interruption. 2 minutes given to you. Okay, has everyone got the answers now? 8185, Devanshi, yes. Okay, PV of 50,000 is how much? 8121.54 stated by some guy, and some people are saying me that sir it should be 8185 instead of 8121. Okay, so now here there would be some approximation mistake. You will be taking the answers till 4 digits. So wherever in the calculations you have got the decimals, no, my friends, you will be taking it up to 4 digits. So the answer that was stated by one of the fellas to me, that was 8921. Let me just cross verify that. Equal to 1.09 raised to 21. That is to be divided by 1. And that is to be multiplied by 50,000. So 8184.90. So that is the closest answer we have got. Good. So 8185 is the answer, sir. So anyone who has done 2-1 might have rounded it off slightly. So that's why your answer is coming slightly different. Okay, fine, fine. So you may just change your answer accordingly. 91285 plus 8985.54. I'm just deleting that. 91285 plus 8985.54. This total will be your cash price of the car. May I move ahead, please? Okay, Urja, thank you so much. Let's move ahead. Question number 3 I'm taking now would be involving bit complicated calculation, but not that much that we cannot solve, So let's move ahead. So we have got Miss Papa Kipari, who deposits 20,000 USD in a bank and settles to withdraw $1,800 per year for her financial expenses. She begins to withdraw from the end of first year and goes on spending at this rate. In how many number of years the entire amount would be ruined if the interest rate is 5% per annum? Try to understand the question. There is one girl called Papa Kipari. Now she has invested 20,000 USD in one fund. So she might be studying somewhere outside the India, So her father said that I'm giving you 20,000 right now, just put it in the bank account. So she had invested it. Now she is fetching some interest out of it, obviously, because she is not doing it for free, right? So how much interest she is getting? 5% per annum. And she will keep on withdrawing at the end of every year, 1800 USD. She will keep on withdrawing 1800 USD at the end of every year. Now we want to know that in how many number of years this 20,000 of rupees would be consumed entirely. That means we want to find the number of years, my friend. Now 20,000 rupees is deposited right now, present, and 1800 rupees withdrawal is an annuity because she will keep on withdrawing this 1800 rupees at the end of each and every year. So in how many number of years this 20,000 rupees would be consumed entirely? So 20,000 is the PV we have got, my friend. So we'll be using the formula of annuity of PV. And which annuity? Ordinary, because at the end of the first year given to us. So the end of the each year she is getting something. So that's why ordinary annuity. Okay, so PV equal to, you people are aware about it, I in bracket 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus R raised to n divided by R. So let's put everything in the formula. PV we have got is 20,000 USD. And then she will withdraw 1800. So 1800 is the amount of investment, amount of withdrawal from the investment. So this sum can be interpreted from the loan aspect too, and this calculation can be done from the investment aspect too. So say you are investing it first, then you will be withdrawing it. And when you will be taking the loan first, then you will be making the payment of installment, right? So installment in this case is the receipt to us because 20,000 was earlier the cash outflow. So receipt would be how much, sir? 1800 equal to 1 divided by 1 plus R. R would be how much? Now compounding will take place on a yearly basis only, right? Because she is going to withdraw at the end of every year. And yearly rate is 5%. So no change in the rate as well. 0.05. 5% can also be written like this. Now n we do not have, so just putting n, or you may assume it at x. n is not there, that's why it is x. Obviously koi nahi hota, uske baad hi x hota hai. So 0.095 in the denominator again. Now we'll be just solving this equation and we'll try to find what is the n by using some algebraic things. Therefore, so let me just take this 1800 straight away on the left hand side. So it's there in a multiplication, will come into division, equal to 1 divided by 1.05 raised to n to be divided by 0.05. So here we'll be getting some answer, 20,000 divided by 1800. So sir, we have got 11.11111111. I'm taking it up to 4 digits to reduce the approximation error, equal to 1 minus 1 divided by 1.05 raised to n to be divided by 0.05. Sir, 0.05 is there in a denominator. Let's take it on a left hand side, so it will come into the multiplication in the numerator. So therefore 11.111111 multiplied by 0.05 equal to 1 minus 1 divided by 1.05 raised to n. So let's multiply this further. So equal to multiplied by 0.05. So sir, we have got 0.5555 equal to 1 minus 1 divided by 1.05 raised to n. Now 1 is there on the right hand side. Let's take it on the left hand side. So therefore, from plus you become minus. Minus 1 equal to minus. Do not forget that minus. 1 divided by 1.05 raised to n. So therefore, if you reduce 1 from this, obviously you get answer in minus. So minus 0.44445 equal to minus 1.05 raised to n. सर इधर भी माइनस उधर भी माइनस 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 हो गए कैंसिल. So therefore I can write it like this: 1 divided by 1.05 raised to n equal to 0.44445. Now sir, therefore I can also write it like 1 equal to, here I have got something in a denominator. Let's take it on a right hand side, so it will come into a multiplication there. 0.44445 multiplied by 1 divided by 0.5 raised to n. Now my friend, you can take this amount on a left hand side. So therefore 1 divided by 0.44445 equal to 1.05 raised to n. So therefore, let me just find that figure, equal to 1 divided by 0.4445. Sir, we have got 2.2499 equal to 1.05 n. You can 2499 can also be written like 2500, because that would also be a quite a good approximation. But still, we'll be taking the exact answer we have got till now. Now, sir, we are again mathematically stuck. In a life, when we get stuck, we go to mother, mummy, kuch ho gaya. Similarly, when the mathematics is stuck, it goes to the mother of mathematics. And we know what is the mother of mathematics. Logarithms. Taking log on both sides. So let me just change the side. I'll be just putting it over here. 1.05 raised to n equal to 2.2499. So sir, whenever the log is taken, whatever is there in a power will come to the multiplication. We are aware about the property of logarithm, right? So n multiplied by log of 1.05 equal to, we'll be taking the log on that side too. So log of 2.2499. Now sir, therefore n is there. Here in multiplication you have got the log, right? Let's take it on a right hand side, so it will come to the division. So n equal to log of 2.2499 to be divided by log of 1.05. Now some people would be like, cancel of the log and log. अरे मेरे भाई ऐसे मत करना, ऐसे मत करना. Do not cancel of this log. ऊपर है नीचे है उड़ा दिए. No, we'll be taking the log of numerator, we'll be taking the log of denominator, and whatever the numbers we'll be getting, we'll find the n from that. So therefore n equal to, first take the log of numerator. Let's go to the log table, my friends, everyone. 16.62, Harsh has got it, Urja has got it, Josam has got it. Yes, Harsh, you have approximated it. Even Urja has done a bit of an approximation. Fine. 16.61 is the nearest answer we have got. Received from Mr. Josam. May I have the round of applause for Mr. Josam here? Okay. For others, I am taking you to the log table. जिनका हो गया वो शांति से देख सकते हैं. So will we take the log of the first two digits, in the table of 4, and the min difference of 9 is added in that value. So in 22, we'll check the 4's table and 9's min difference would be added. So let's go to 22. Here we have got 22, right? In 22, 4's table. So here we have got 4, 3, 5, 0, 2. It starts with 0, so this 3, 5, 0, 2 would be 4. And the min difference of 9 would be added. So 9's min difference is given to you over here, 17. Right? So now 17 would be added in this value, 3502. So if you add 17 in 3502, it becomes 3519. So 3519. Now sir, before point, you have how many digits? You have one digit. I'm not talking about numbers. I'm using digit. If there would have been 22, then there would be 2 digits. If there would be 222, it means there are 3 digits. So before point, how many digits are there? 1 digit. Irrespective of whatever the number, it may be from 1 to 9. Now sir, before point, if we have got 1 digit, then we reduce 1 from 1 while taking the log. So 1 from 1, if you reduce, it becomes 0. So your answer should start with 0.3519. Similarly, let's go to 1.05. So we'll be going to the 10 ka table and 5's value we'll see. So 10 ka table, 10 ka table, 10. Here we have got 10. Starting from 10 only, right? And 5 we have got over here, 212. And there is no 4th digit given to us, so no need of min difference or anything will not take place. So 0 to 1 2 will be straight away 0 to 1 2. Now again, before point, decimal, how many digits are there? 1 digit, irrespective of whatever the number. 1 digit, you reduce 1 from 1, so your answer should start from 0. 0.0212. And if you do the calculation of this, you get some amount there equal to 0.3519 divided by 0.0212. So sir, that's 16.59 years. So 16.60 was the nearest answer we have got. You may use the scientific calculator for this, but I am not forcing to use the scientific calculator to you, because I am of the firm believer of the fact that you should be fundamentally sound for mathematical calculations too. When you will be learning some advanced level finance subjects like analytics, quantitative finance, in such kind of subjects, I have always delivered. And in that, my approach is always towards, the analytical part. So calculation aspect we do in the software or by using some things, and for some statistical tools as well, we use directly the tools. But when it comes to the basics of financial management, your base of the mathematics should also be good. That is required in the foundation part. That's why I'm putting the more emphasis by doing it. But I know that if you take the scientific calculator, no, it is just a task of 5 seconds and you will get the answer. But I don't want to do that. And in Excel, we have got some functions of FV and PV, and some advanced complicated calculations can be done in that within just a fraction of seconds. But we don't want to do that. We want to be fundamentally strong. ऐसी बड़ी इमारत खड़े कर देंगे और नीचे पत्थर में कुछ है नहीं पाए में, तो क्या करेंगे बेटा? जितना फाउंडेशन स्ट्रांग है उतनी ही हमारी इमारत मजबूत होगी. Let's move ahead to the question number 3 for the day.
Sir,
Yes, please.
can you explain that point thing again? How to put the point?
Okay. See, we have got the value 3519. Straight away, whatever the value I had received, no, I had just written over there 3519. Now, before point here in taking the logarithm, I'm just using a different color so that you identify it. Before point, there is how many digits? There is one digit, irrespective of any number. Number can be 2, number can be 1, number can be 3, number can be 5, 6, 7, or whatever the case it would be. It's one digit. So from 1, you reduce 1. So it becomes 0. So your answer should start with 0.3519. Now see, if at that place, if there would have been 22, then there are 2 digits. So you reduce 1 from 2 digit. So it becomes 1. So your answer should start with 1.3519 if there would have been 22 instead of 2. If there would have been 222, that means how many digits are there? 3 digits. So if there are 3 digits, then you reduce 1 from 3. So it becomes 2. So your answer should start 2.3519. Whatever the case, I'm just 3519 will be finding separately. But here your answer should start with 2 point something, whatever the case it would be, So I hope you are getting my point now. Is it clear?
Yes, sir, got now. Yes,
Good.
sir.
Good. Similarly, you had taken 10 and 5's value. So that was given to you 0 to 1 2. That was given to us by the logarithm table only. Now where to put the digit and what should be there, from where my answer should start. So before point you have got one digit. So from 1 you reduce again 1, so it becomes 0. So answer should start with 0.0212. I hope that's clear now.
Yes, sir.
Good. Let's move ahead. I'm covering as many varieties possible from our side, so there would be absolutely nothing left in the time value of money. Okay, so there is one person called Jeene Nahi Dunga, has taken the loan of 30,000 USD, which is to be repaid with interest at 6% per annum, compounded half yearly in equal installments, payable at the end of every 6 months for 10 years. What is the size of each installment? What will be the total interest on loan? Now try to understand this question. Now this is one of the more practical questions, because when you take the loan, you want to find basically the amount of installment from that loan. So based on your compounding frequency and based on the amount of loan and interest charged on it, one installment amount is given to you for the loan, right? You must have seen that while purchasing from the Amazon or eBay or Flipkart or anything, if you are purchasing through EMI option, then EMI is calculated basically on the cash price. So how that amount of installment is to be found if you know what is the amount of loan from it. So say 30,000 rupees is the requirement of him and he has taken entirely by using the loan. So PV is given to us, PV equal to I in bracket 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus r raised to n to be divided by r. Now here we are supposed to find the I. PV is given the amount of loan 30,000. I'll be assuming it as x in bracket 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus r. So r is how much? 6%. But I'll not be writing 6% now. Please put it in the back of your mind. Because compounding and the installment will be paid on a half yearly basis. So there are how many number of half years in a year? There are 2 half years in a year. So interest should be divided by 2 because we want to find the 6 monthly interest, not the yearly interest for our calculation. So interest would be 3%. So 1.03, right? And sir, n would be how many? Is to be repaid 10 years. See, so there are 10 years in which this amount of loan would be paid in the equal installments. So in a 1 year, you have got 2 semi-annual periods. So basically in 10, you have got 20. So n would be 20. And why I'm using the ordinary annuity formula? Because it is paid at the end of every 6 months. What is the size of each installment? I will be finding here as well. In denomination we have got 0.03. So x you will be finding by doing some mathematical calculation, and here no complexities would be there. If you try to do it simply, just solve this entire bracket first. That would be 60% of your work done. Just solve this big bracket first. Therefore 30,000 equal to 1 divided by 0.5537. 1 minus 0.5537 to be divided by 0.03, and here we have got x. So therefore 30,000 equal to x, we get 1 minus 0.55367, we have got 0.4463 to be divided by 0.03. So therefore 30,000 equal to x, we get some value there. So equal to this divided by 0.03. So 14.8774. Now it's there in a multiplication. You may just take it over there in the denomination there, 30,000 to be divided by 14.8774 equal to x. May I get the answer from the students, please? 2016.47.14 Harsh is getting slightly different, 2013. Fine, that much of an approximation is allowed. Fine, good. If 2016 and 2015 is found, then generally faculty members gives you the full marks. Mr. Andrew has got the right answer as well. I must appreciate all of you. Very nice. Let's take the last question for the day. And one question I'll be giving you to in a homework, and I'll be solving that in the next lecture as well. So before that, I must be solving this one. Okay, please everyone start reading the question along with me. You may just take a snap of it if you want to. I'm anyway going to share every such questions with you in the Excel file. After the immense success of the web series Scam 1992, Mr. Pratik Gandhi has earned a lot of money. He has invested that money in one fund where he will fetch 12% interest per annum compounded quarterly. He will start withdrawing 2 lakhs rupees on a quarterly basis for 10 years. He will start withdrawing 2 lakhs rupees on a quarterly basis. But from when, that is not given to us. So that is given to us in the next statement. He will receive his first amount at the beginning of first quarter of the fourth year. What amount Mr. Pratik would have invested in that fund? Read this question properly and then we'll move ahead to that. This is the investment question, not the loan question, but that does not make any difference, because when it comes to investment, there is a first outflow and then there is inflow. When it comes to loan, first you get the inflow of loan and then you make the outflow of installments. So it is just the inflow and outflow which are getting changed. Numbers game does not get changed, whether it is investment or it's a loan, both are same. Let's move ahead. This is how the time series looks like, Mr. Pratik Gandhi is investing something over here. And he will start receiving some amount of money. But it will start from the fourth year. So 1 year has gone, second year has gone, third year has gone. So this is 1 year, this is second year, this is third year. Then it comes a fourth year, my friend. Here we have got the fourth year. Fourth year is starting from here and ending from here, ending to here, sorry. Now he will withdraw some amount of money, that is 2 lakhs, and that too on a quarterly basis. That means in every 3 months he will withdraw some amount of money, starting from the first quarter of the fourth year. So there are 4 quarters in fourth year, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So he will keep on withdrawing something from here, from the first quarter of the fourth year. And he will keep on withdrawing it for how many number of more years? 10 years. So these are the number of years for which he will keep on withdrawing the 2 lakhs rupees. Now we want to know that what is the amount he has invested over here at this point of time. That is nothing but the present value. But sir, what is the problem is that it cannot be called as an annuity straight away because there is a deferment period coming. And that deferment period is this 3 years. He will not withdraw anything in this 3 years. He will start withdrawing from the first quarter of the fourth year. But he will get the interest for these 3 years too. obviously the interest would be, he is not doing the voluntary service seva over there, right? He will keep on getting some interest. That interest will be accumulated for all these 3 years, and then he will keep on withdrawing the 2 lakhs, 2 lakhs from his fund. Now this is the case of deferred annuity, can be also called as the delayed annuity. Deferred annuity can also be called as delayed annuity. It's an annuity, fine, but annuity starts from the 4th year. For this 3 years, there is a deferment period, but for which you will get the interest as well. So when you get a deferred annuity, at that time you will use a different formula. Please everyone note down that formula that is being shared with you in the PV table file as well. I think you will not be able to see over there. Let me just write it over here only. So PV equal to I divided by R in bracket 1 divided by 1 plus R raised to M minus 1 divided by 1 plus R raised to M plus N. Now sir, what is this M and what is this N? This M stands for deferment period. And N stands for N. N stands for the compounding period. So compounding period is basically the period of annuity, right? For how many number of years the annuity will take place? 10 years. But 10 years will begin from the 4th year. And the deferment period we have got, no, that is M. Now, again, we need to check that it's not yearly basis. The withdrawal will take place on a quarterly basis. So this M and N both needs to be converted into quarterly basis. Do not put straight away in a yearly mode, you know. These are some really good advanced level annuity kinda problems, but we'll be doing it because I have faith on you guys. Or exam mein puchna na puchna, that is a different matter. But there shouldn't be any sacrifice on the learning part. So let me just put it so you'll be able to get it. I stands for the installment amount. How much withdraw he will make? 2 lakhs rupees. R stands for the rate of return, should be converted on a quarterly basis. Because this 2 lakhs rupees would be withdrawn on a quarterly basis. What is the rate of return expectation? 12%. In 1 year, there are how many quarters? 4 quarters. So 12% should be divided by 4. So you get 3% interest for each quarter. Right? So 0.03 in bracket 1 divided by 1 plus 0.03. There is M. M stands for the deferment period. How many number of years are there? Deferment 3 years. From the beginning of the 4th year, he is anyway withdrawing it. So for 3 years, there would be a delayed period, you know. So 3 must be multiplied by quarters in a 1 year. So total, there are 12 quarters for which he will just get the interest as it is. So I'm just writing M as 12 minus 1 divided by 1 plus 0.03 raised to M plus N. So M is anyway 12 we have got, plus N is the number of periods of annuity. Annuity is there for the 10 years. So 10 years, and in each year you have got 4 quarters. So 10 multiplied by 4, so you have got 40 quarters. So 12 multiplied by 12 plus 40, sorry. Closing the bracket. I hope everyone is getting it. Equal to, you may just solve this, equal to 2 lakhs divided by 0.03. You'll get some really big money. but that's fine. We'll be taking it equal to 66, 66, 667 equal to 1 divided by 1.03 raised to 12 minus 1 divided by 1.03 raised to 52. So equal to 66. Now we'll be just solving that bracket first, So in bracket 1 divided by 1.03 raised to 12. You people are aware how to solve this 12 and 52 now, right? I'm not repeating that process again and again. That much of faith I can put on you. 1 divided by 1.03 closing the bracket raised to 12. So third we get 0.70138 minus, let's find it for 52 now, 0.21501. So equal to 66, 66, 667 in bracket equal to 0.70138 minus 0.21501. So we get 0.48637. And if you multiply that by 667, you get the PV of deferred annuity. So let's see how many have got this answer. Forty-two, 467. That is the amount invested by Mr. Pratik Gandhi right now from the money he has earned from the scheme 1992. Now this can be a classic case of the retirement planning too, huh? Because sometimes if you see, many of the people at the retirement age gets the gratuity and the provident fund redemption money, So they do not want the money straight away right now, but after 10 years or 15 years of their retirement, they want to get some money on a monthly basis or on a quarterly basis. So at that time, what they do is whatever the lump sum money they have got from gratuity or the provident fund redemption amount, they just straight away invest it somewhere in a fund. Then for the 10 years, it will keep on fetching some amount of interest. And after the completion of 10 years is there, then from the 11th year onwards, they will start receiving, say, some amount of money on a gradual basis. So it would be an annuity. So that is the classic case of the retirement kind of the annuities we see nowadays. Is it clear, my friends? May I have the confirmation from the students, please? That everyone is absolutely clear. Oh my God, Mr. Mubarak has got some. Okay, that's an enrollment number. I thought he has put. Okay. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Now, you will be just taking the snap of the fifth question. And I would see that how many of you are able to solve this. Please take a snap of the fifth question. That is the homework question for you. You may read that question carefully at your discretion. And you will be giving me the answers in the next session for this. Please take a snap of it. I'm zooming it further. Okay, others, please put your enrollment number as a mark of your attendance. Thank you so much for the day. Bye-bye. Take care. Sayonara. Enjoy the rest of the day. See you all in the next session. And please do not forget to try this question at your end. Anyway, we are going to do this, but you should also be trying. From my side, that's over. Thank you very much, all of you guys. Absolutely nothing compulsory to solve from a log table. But at least if you have the exposure, Mr. Harsh, for the log table, then some extra knowledge would be added to you, right? I'll tell you this log table and everything is very simple to understand. It's very simple to understand. I'll just remember, just give me a reminder for it. Fine. I'll do it in a Excel worksheet to just simplify this log calculations for you. Just remind me in the next session. Yes, Urja.
Sir, in that question, dhine nahi dunga. We have to find out interest also, no? We have only find out installment amount.
अच्छा, हाँ हाँ हाँ, राइट. चलो नेक्स्ट टाइम याद दिलाना, वो कर लेंगे. ठीक है.
Okay, sir.
ओके या. All sources get different answers and there is more variation. Oh my god, if there's too much of variation is there, then it's a problematic. Rounding of difference, Darshita, can be fine. I mean, 2 3 rupees, 5 rupees, 10 rupees. Yes, 500 rupees at 32 lakhs 42,000 would be fine. Okay. Okay, fine, that's okay. This number, this, see, the approximation is taking place, Darshita and hers, only because of the fact that we are not taking the decimals up to the last one, you know. We are not taking the decimals because still I have taken only the 5 digits after decimals. After decimals, I could have taken 7 or 8 digits as well. Even you could have taken 7 or 8 digits after decimal. So we would have got the more appropriate answer. So it's basically the decimal problem only. We should be getting the answers from the 4 digits. So that should be our standard answers. And faculty members are rational enough, sound enough to understand that there can be approximation error. So nothing to be worried about it. Fine. Take care.